cold and silent beginning of the universe, time began to flow. But no one noticed. From the Big Bang to stardust, from planets to living beings, everything was changing, everything was in motion. But no creature had yet given it a name: time. Then, one day, a human looked up at the sky. They noticed the moon growing and shrinking, the sun rising and setting each day. And in that moment, yes, that exact moment, they realized time wasn't just passing, it existed. This documentary tells the story of humanity's ancient, profound, and sometimes tragic relationship with time. Not just how we measured it, but how we worshipped it, feared it, lived by it, and died with it. Somewhere deep in the universe, a star exploded, and from its ashes, we were born. But in that moment, nothing had a name yet. There was no before, no after. Humans were one with nature. Nights grew longer, days grew shorter, but no one called it a season. Time passed. But what did passing even mean? In the heart of the Stone Age, a child looked up at the sun and noticed their shadow slowly shifting. In that moment, for the first time, change was understood. Hunters found their way by the rising sun. Gatherers memorized the phases of the moon. The first calendar might have been drawn on a cave wall or notched into a piece of bone. Time was no longer just passing. It could now be counted. The sky wasn't just a ceiling. It was the breath of the gods. And with each breath, time flowed. Stars turned. The moon grew and shrank. Humans looked up and saw order in the chaos. The lunar calendar was born. Then the solar calendar followed. Solstices, equinoxes. People now knew when to plow their fields and when to harvest their crops. There was now such a thing as the right time. Time wasn't just measured, it was also told as a story. The Sumerians turned time into gods. In Egypt, Ra rose each morning to start the day anew. The Greeks gave us Kronos, a god who devoured time itself. Humans no longer just lived through time. They worshipped it, feared it. Time had become more than a unit. It had become a presence. Calendars were no longer enough. Clocks were made, sundials, water clocks, hourglasses, and finally, mechanical clocks with gears and springs. Time was no longer just observed, it was felt, measured, controlled, and the more we measured it, the more we became dependent on it. Be at work by 8 a.m., leave by 5, be on time, don't be late. Time no longer belonged to us, we belonged to it. But maybe all this measuring, all this effort, was never really about time. It was about understanding ourselves. Because the day we became aware of time, we also became aware of its fleeting nature, death, birth, life itself. We began to measure it all through time. Trying to understand time was really trying to understand who we are. And maybe, just maybe, The very definition of being human is this: to be aware of time. Today, we carry smartwatches in our pockets. We watch seconds tick by on digital screens. Our lives are squeezed into calendars, alarms, and schedules. But time still flows with the same mystery. It hasn't slowed down. It hasn't sped up. We've just gotten a little closer to understanding it. Maybe time will never be fully understood, but the eyes that observe it, the hands that write it, the minds that ponder it, they are the essence of what it means to be human. Because time isn't just something that passes. Time is us. And to be human is to be aware of time.